We're talking about invading someone's privacy here by a sitting United States senator. Could the general counsel for the phone company do that?
Well, Senator, if they believe that a crime could have been committed, they could not tip off the person who committed the crime. Again, I can't comment on details of this particular case.
I'm just asking you theoretically.
I've never seen you commit a crime, Senator Kennedy.
But let's suppose, okay, they didn't want to tip off the sitting United States senator. But the phone company and the general counsel for the phone company, or companies, if there were more than one involved, could say, you know, this is serious as an aneurysm. This is serious as 4 heart attacks and a stroke. This is a sitting United States senator. So general counsel would likely advise the CEO, well, you need to file a motion to quash. The telephone companies could have contested those subpoenas, could they not? And they didn't file a motion to quash. They would incur civil liability, wouldn't they?
In today's explosive Senate hearing, Senator John Kennedy fired off a barrage of sharp, sarcastic questions about what's being called Senator SPYGATE, a shocking revelation that 8 sitting U.S. senators may have had their private phone records subpoenaed. Facing him was none other than Attorney General Pam Bondi, calm, confident, and absolutely loving every second of Kennedy's Southern fried grilling. What followed was a fiery exchange that exposed just how far the Department of Justice and telecom giants might have gone behind the scenes. Kennedy wasn't just asking questions, he was laying out a timeline, showing America that if this really happened, it wasn't just questionable, it could be illegal. Let's dive in.
General, welcome. Let's suppose that I'm appointed special counsel at the Department of Justice, and I go to the telecommunication companies, the phone companies. Let's single out AT&T, and I say, look, I know you're busy, but I want to see a copy of the phone records of a sitting United States senator. They're not going to just give them to me, are they?
No, Senator, of course not.
In fact, they're probably going to ask me what planet I just parachuted in from, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
They're going to tell me to come back with a subpoena, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. What do I have to show in that subpoena to get those phone records of a sitting? Did I mention it was a sitting United States senator? I can't remember. What do I have to show to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator?
Yes, Senator, there were actually 8 sitting United States senators.
Yeah, I heard that.
And you would have to have cause.
I'm sorry, what do I have to show?
You would have to have cause to get the subpoena.
Good cause or probable cause?
Probable cause.
Okay. Probable cause, or if it's a subpoena duces take 'em, good cause, to show what?
You would need good cause for a subpoena duces tecum, and what you would have to show is that you believed a crime had been committed, or there was a possibility of a crime, or that could lead to other crimes. We frequently, in criminal enterprises, subpoena cell phones.
By the sitting United States senator?
Senator, they would have to have believed you were part of a criminal conspiracy, is my understanding.
Would a judge have to sign off on it? On the subpoena?
Yes, Senator. Well, for a subpoena duces tecum, Jack Smith probably took it straight to the judge.
Now, the phone companies, particularly their general counsel, if they're worried about civil liability, even with a subpoena to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator. Did I mention it was a sitting United States senator?
Yes, Senator.
The general counsel for that phone company, let's say AT&T, they have the right to seek to quash that subpoena, don't they?
Phone companies frequently do that.
Yeah. And a smart general counsel for that phone company is going to call the sitting United States senator and say, would you like to weigh in on this? Would you like me to quash the subpoena? We're talking about invading someone's privacy here by a sitting United States Senator. Could the general counsel for the phone company do that?
Well, Senator, if they believe that a crime could have been committed, they could not tip off the person who committed the crime. Again, I can't comment on details of this particular case.
I'm just asking you theoretically.
I've never seen you commit a crime, Senator Kennedy.
But let's suppose, okay, they didn't want to tip off the sitting United States Senator. But the phone company and the general counsel for the phone company, or companies, if there were more than one involved, could say, you know, this is serious as an aneurysm. This is serious as 4 heart attacks and a stroke. This is a sitting United States Senator. So general counsel would likely advise the CEO, well, you need to file a motion to quash. The telephone companies could have contested those subpoenas, could they not?
Hypothetically, yes. I can't talk about the facts of this particular case.
We're talking hypothetical.
Senator, subpoenas are issued all the time through phone companies working with the general counsel.
But they can file a motion to quash.
They could, yes.
Yeah.
In any case.
And if they should have filed a motion to quash, and a reasonable person would have filed a motion to quash, because this is a sitting United States Senator, and they didn't file a motion to quash, they would incur civil liability, wouldn't they?
Senator, typically phone companies follow a subpoena from a United States attorney.
I know they do, but they don't have to.
They could challenge it, Senator.
Yeah. And if they don't challenge it, they better have a damn good reason. Right? Right?
Senator, I can't talk about the facts of this particular case.
This is just a hypothetical.
In general, hypothetically, Senator, maybe they didn't recognize any of the names of the 8 sitting United States senators.
Hypothetically.
That was a joke.
Or maybe they should have gone to Amazon and buy some testicles online. Instead of just saying, sure, I'll just show you the phone records of a sitting United States Senator on the basis of an administrative subpoena. Now, do you have copies of the subpoena applications?
Senator John Kennedy had once again proven why his cross-examinations are legendary. His questions weren't just about legal technicalities, they were a direct strike at the heart of power, privacy, and political accountability. With each calm but cutting inquiry, he pulled back the curtain on how deep the rabbit hole of the so-called Senator Spygate might go. The exchange wasn't just a routine hearing, it was a clash of integrity versus intrigue, law versus power. Kennedy's words struck with the weight of a southern hammer, filled with equal parts wit and warning. Maybe they should have gone to Amazon and bought some testicles online, he quipped. A line destined to dominate headlines. But behind the humor was something deadly serious. The idea that federal agencies and corporations might have stepped over the line to spy on elected officials, the very people they're meant to serve. For millions watching across the country, this wasn't just about subpoenas or phone records, it was about trust. If even U.S. senators could be quietly monitored, what does that mean for the average citizen? Kennedy's insistence on transparency became a voice for every American who feels their privacy shrinking under the weight of unchecked authority. And as the dust settled, one thing became undeniably clear. This story is far from over. The questions Kennedy raised will echo in the halls of Washington for months to come. The Department of Justice, the FBI, and the telecom giants now find themselves under the microscope. Every action, every word, every document will be scrutinized. If you believe in holding power accountable, don't just watch. Subscribe right now, hit the notification bell, and join the fight for transparency and truth.